Hi everybody, thank you for joining me tonight on this boiling hot night. I've had another hot day in the kitchen preparing for you. So there's two things that I'm actually going to do, because last week I said to you, would you like me to do the Karen Davies Mould or Nifty Nozzles? And it was quite a divide actually, albeit I do think Nifty Nozzles won the bet, but I've been dying to have a go at the Karen Davies Buttercream Flowers mould, and I'll just show you about it. So this is the actual mould, okay, and it's actually for sugar paste, and Karen has called it Buttercream Flowers. The reason she called it that is just because of this design. She just thought it looked really nice, like buttercream flowers. Sorry about the kettle in the background, but we need that in a minute. So as you can see, I've been using this today, yeah, and I'm going to talk you through that and show you how to use that. So let me show you some of the examples that I've made today. So John wants to pop over here, and I hope our audience is growing nicely. So last week we had Louise Brimlow here last week, and she did a drip cake, and I have to be honest, I've never done a drip cake in my life. So I was quite pleased with some of the techniques that I learned from her, and one of the things was to get this shaded effect around the cake. So all I've done is use two colours, which is the cream buttercream, and then you'll see between the drips that I've got this nice pinky colour. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And Louise used ganache last week, and she had an absolute nightmare with it. It was clogging up, and it was a little bit thick, and it was all down to the weather, and it was all down to everybody being hot and what bothered in the kitchen and not knowing the appliances. But I think she did extremely well, and I learned lots of things from that, and I also learned how to make a Madeira cake, which is fantastic. So what I've done here is I've made a drip cake using the flavoured icing sugar, and today on this cake we have used strawberry daiquiri, okay, and I've done an arrangement of flowers with the Nifty Nozzles. So what do you think of that? How are we doing, John? Are you liking it, girls? Feel free to tell me you love it. So I've never done this before, just threw it together tonight. And when I say I throw these things together, I do actually throw these things together. So hopefully you're like that. Yeah. Yeah? Okay, so brilliant. And then the other thing I've wanted to have a go at is the Karen Davies mould. And this is my first time today doing this. So I've actually done all the flowers. I'm going to show you how easy it is, because it really is very simple. Exactly the same. I've done a drip cake using the flavoured icing sugar, and I've just decorated it around the back. And then for the colours on this one, I've actually used the Colour Splash dust that we've got in. And you'll see that I've got a nice arrangements of dust here. They come in different sets. So we do a matte range, okay, and there's 16 colours in the matte. There's 25 colours in the pearl, and there's 4 colours in the metallic. Now you will see there's a couple of colours missing, and that's because I was using those today, okay? And then over here, I've just brought out some cloths. I'm always going on about cloths. It's always good if you've got these. These are really cheap. We do them 5 for £2.49, I think they are. And I always think in the kitchen it's good to have your own cloth just for your baking tools, not the dishcloth, just the one that you have for wiping down your nozzles, and they're really handy, and these are fabulous. We're going to use the Karen Davies sugar paste. As you can see, I've opened it already, and it's vanilla that I've been using today. I've probably ate far too much as well, and I started my diet today with John, and I reckon I ruined mine, okay? And if you hear any noise in the background, that's because I've got 2 friends sat here today who have come in to stay with me tonight because they're going on their holidays tomorrow. So I'm just going to say a quick hello to Joni and Vivian, who are sat over there, quiet as mice. And if you notice the wine bottle and the brandy, yes, they've hit it. So it's really nice to have a little audience. So I have said to them they can ask a few questions if they want to, but they're not allowed to talk to each other. Zip it. So let's get on then. So I don't know how many of you have joined us so far. How are we doing, John?
We've got 112.
112, fantastic. So first of all, let's start off with the Karen Davies mould and show you how easy it is. So I'm not going to do every single flower. I'm going to use the Karen Davies sugar paste. And if anybody asked about me washing my hands, I did wash my hands just before we went live. And as you know, none of these products go out to the general public. They just go to friends who are quite happy with my cleanliness. Okay, so give it a good dusting, and you don't want to leave it like that. Tap it all out. Okay, so tap it out, and then we're going to start. So just let me move a few things out of the way. So we're going to do this big one over here, really very, very easy. So I'm just going to roll it into a nice ball, and I'm just going to push it over. So anybody who's a newbie here, please feel free to say hi, and let me just explain what Sugar and Crumbs Nifty Nozzles is doing on a Monday on a Facebook Live. And basically what it is, I give up my free time on a Monday and show you things that I make myself. I'm not telling you it's the right way to do it. What I'm trying to do is tell you I'm a hobby baker, and I'm trying to encourage you guys who are shy or scared of doing something and thinking, make it look easy enough that you think, you know what, I'll give that a go. So I'm not a professional, so any of you professionals who are out there thinking, well, she's doing that wrong, I just have to tell you, this is the way I do it, the way I enjoy doing it, and hopefully other people who want to follow me will get the same results. Yeah? Okay, so that's the big flower, so just push that in, and then we'll get another ball here. We'll stick this in. This mould actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 flowers. Is that right? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 leaves. 12. So 10 flowers, 2 leaves. You don't hear John's voice very often, but he joined in there. So he still hasn't shown himself to you guys yet, so...
Doesn't intend
to. People always want to try and grasp a glimpse of John. Oh. So I'm trying to get John to do his own Facebook Live, and he's not having any of that yet, because he's actually a really good cook, and I think one day he should come on and do something. Wonder what the audience are saying about that then.
Well, given I've never baked a thing in my life, it's probably not a good idea.
Well, you know what, John, I'm only a hobby baker, so you may as well give it a go with the rest of us. So I'm just going to do a couple of these, show you how easy it is. And when you are putting it round, you might see that I've just rubbed my fingers in there, and it's just to make sure there's no scraggy edges.
Jenny said she'll come on.
Jenny who? Is that Jenny Jones?
No, Jenny Howard.
Oh, Jen, come on, Jen. We would love you to come on. So if anybody...
Actually, she's trying to get me on, so...
Oh, is she? So anybody who comes to the cake shows, just throwing sugar paste on the floor there in shock at Jenny coming on.
Someone said that they're getting the sugar paste sticking to their fingers. How do you how do you stop that?
If you get it sticking to your fingers, just tap your hands with a bit of corn flour, and it'll go dry again. That's all. I was actually, to be fair, you just asked that question just at the right time, because I was getting it as well. So I'm just going to put the bud in. So anybody who comes to the cake show, we have a lovely girl working for us at the cake show called Jenny, and she is known to our followers at the cake shows as Japper Jen. And you're not going to recognise her when you see her at the next cake shows, because Jenny is a much half version. She has lost 5 stone. Which is absolutely fabulous, and I'm so jealous and envious of her. So, but well done, Jenny, for doing that. And how she's done it, because she's having to practice to take Laura's place, because you know that Laura's having a baby in September. Well, that means that we haven't got Laura for the cake shows. So Jenny has got to be my #1. So she's been practicing, and how she's been doing that with all the cakey stuff, I'm not sure. So that one there's just got a little bit sticky. I'm just going to dust that over.
You need to get this right. Karen Davies has now joined.
Oh, Karen Davies. So Karen, I believe you've joined us. John says I've got to get it right because you've joined us. So this is what we're doing. So there we go. In the moulds. Now I must admit I like all the flowers in this mould apart from one. And I'm not going to use that one. So sorry Karen, don't like it. The only reason I don't like it is that I didn't make it look as pretty as Karen did, so I'm going to avoid that one. I made it earlier, so we've just done a leaf.
Christina Ludlam's here as well.
And Christina Ludlam, well done, I'm glad Christina is. Right, so Christina, so as you know, we had Karen on a couple of weeks ago showing us how to use this mould. And then we've got Christina on next week. And Christina's going to tell us all about her new book, okay? It's on sale now. And if anybody wants the book and wants it signed to themselves, Christina will sign it. So if you want to order the book, it's on sale. It won't get dispatched until next Tuesday if you want Christina to sign it for you. And if you want her to sign it for you, you need to put in the delivery notes section what you would like, and you will need to pre-order it before next Monday. So here's the book. Christina's going to do some teasers. Now, she uses a lot of Karen Davies moulds, and she was telling me today that she's actually going to use her succulent mould, which we've got in stock. And just to give you a quick tease, she's going to show you how to make a plant pot. I think I've got the right one. Okay, she's not going to do all of it, but she's going to show you some of it. And she's going to give you hints and tips all about her vintage cake decorations. And I'm really looking forward to Christina joining us. So maybe we'll have to get them to do a double, Karen and Christina. Hey, are they listening? Mm-hmm. So don't miss that episode next week. And we've got some other guest people coming on as well. The week after, we've got Kerry Griffiths coming on, who works in association with Katie Sue Moulds. So he's got something new that he's bringing out, and he's going to bring it to our show next week. We've got Dawn Butler coming on in September. I've got Gwen Powell coming on in August. Now, Gwen Powell, I don't know how to say this word, so John's going to have to say it for me. So sorry, I'm just flipping out the moulds now. So look how easy these are to flip out. There we go. So what we've got there, we've got this big flower here. We've got one of the buds, a rose. That's a tighter rose. A little pansy. This little flower here. Some more little buds, all in white. I'm going to decorate those up in a second. So, what was I saying there, John?
Like Gwen Powell coming
on. Oh, Gwen Powell.
Right. Call it the DK.
Right, yes. So Gwen Powell has got a new gun called the DK gun, I think it's called. And she's going to come on in August the 14th with Kim Firth, who is a cake artist as well, and who's a specialist in sugar paste. And both of them are going to talk to you with hints and tips about sugar paste and show you about their new Dreggy gun. John, was that right? Yeah, okay, because I never get the word right. I always call it degrees. I must be thinking of the 3 degrees in church. Share my age. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly decorate these. So I'm not going to decorate them all. I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it was for me today to decorate them. Now, Karen was here a couple of weeks ago, and she used a thing called a rejuvenator. So I don't use a rejuvenator, and you'll have to ask Karen why we need it, because I don't know why we do. I can't remember. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a few of these colours in the Colour Splash range, and I wanted to keep the cakes pink and yellow. So if I get John back here again, because now that Christina and Karen have joined us. So this is my drip cake that I've done here using the Nifty Nozzles Buttercream Flowers, okay? And we made this afternoon, and this is the cake that we did with Karen Davies flowers as well. And I'm actually going to show you how to use both of them. Are we liking it? What does Karen think? Mine's got to be a winner, hasn't it, Karen? So anyhow, so this is really very, very easy. So I've just showed you how to pop them in the mould. I've just showed you how easy it is to come out. We've used the Karen Davies sugar paste, and I will tell you, sugar paste tastes absolutely amazing, especially the marshmallow. I can't have that marshmallow in the house. I can't stop eating it, which is really naughty, and I've ate far too much vanilla sugar paste today. Yeah? So do we like these, John? Are they liking them? Feedback, John?
Love it.
Well done. And then these are the colours that John's just going round again. So we're using these dust. You can use any dust that you want. There's loads out there on the market. But I've got the Colour Splash range in stock. It's what I like. There's a massive range. There's the matte colours, the pearl colours. There's the metallics. I'm going to use one of the sprays here later. These are sprayed sprays. This is Christina's book. It's ready for sale now. They're in stock. We're not distributing them yet though until next week. If you want one of these, in the delivery notes, pop in the delivery notes what message you'd like in there. Not an essay, just a quick one to whoever you'd like it given to. And if it's a treat for yourself, you know what, let Christina pop in a note for you there. You okay, girls?
We're fine.
Yeah, you're doing all right?
Yeah.
How's the brandy going?
Good. I've not touched mine.
Have you not touched mine yet, Jodie? So here we go. Right, so let me just quickly show you how I dust them. So I've got the flowers.
Someone just asked if they'll be able to watch later because they missed the beginning.
Yeah, yes, of course. You can watch later, okay, and you can watch it on YouTube tomorrow. Maria puts it on YouTube in the mornings, so you can watch it later on our actual page. So what we're going to do is
Are there bundles of the Colour Splash dusts available?
Some of the bundles are available, okay. The rest are going to be available at the end of the week, and I reckon I know who's asked that. Is that Violet Ann? Who's asked? Was it Violet Ann who asked for the bundles? Yes. Violet, I'm on it. Some bundles are on now, and I'm just waiting for the photographer. I'd actually forgot to order a couple of colours in to make up the rest of the bundles. So the photographer's going to be back here tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have those images tomorrow night, Wednesday morning, and then all the bundles of the Colour Splash will be on then. Okay? So let me just show you how to colour up this one, John. Are we ready? Okay. So when you're using the colours, don't dip your brush straight into the pot. It's too much. You only get 5 grams in a pot, and some of the pots look more full than others. So like if you look at this one, Pure Gold, and then you look at this one, Nutmeg, it's got exactly the same amount in, but one is more dense than the other. So I did have a lady on the other week saying, why are the pots got all different amounts in? It's not based on the amount, it's based on the lightness. It's like icing sugar. In our machine, we can actually put 100 kilos of icing sugar in our machine, but when we come to put the cocoa powder in, we can, what can we put in the cocoa powder? Can you remember, John? I think it's about 25 kilos, isn't it?
It's more than that.
Yeah, more. Well, it's no more than half, is it? So it's to do with the density. So anyhow, so I'm going to use this one here, and this is a really lovely colour. It's dusty pink. So I'm just going to use these 6 colours, and all I'm going to do is give it a brush over, okay? So just push off the excess. I'm just going to give it a brush over. You don't need to do this neat. Now there's going to be some of you out there who are absolute perfectionists and you want to do it all lovely and neat. And as you know, I am not a neat person. I'm all about getting it to have an effect, and I think that the cake I showed you over there does just that. So we're just going to put that in there and have a bit of yellow. I'm just going to put the yellow in the middle. I'm going to run it round. Yep, and then this one, we're actually going to do the yellow.
The rejuvenator was for painting the darker areas, such as the centre of the flowers.
Ah, see, that's probably why I don't like that little flower. I couldn't get it right.
Paints well and dries very quickly.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Karen, when she did that little flower, the one I don't like, looked amazing when she did it. But today I had a go and it wasn't that great, so we now know where we're going wrong. But anyhow, I'm just dry putting these on. So here we go. And this dust will last a hell of a long time as well. So I've done this in a really dark lemon, and I'm going to do my centre pink, and I'm just going to brush that round, and then I'm going to brush it off there. Who gave us that answer, John?
Karen.
Well done, Karen. So this is the Karen Buttercream Flowers mould. It's on sale, and believe me, everybody's gone mad for them. We've done really well with them. I've drove Karen mad for these. Can't get enough of them, and the reason is they're just so easy to use. And I'm almost sure when Christina's on next week, Christina's going to show you the succulent mould and the ornate pearl effect mould, and we've got those in stock ready. So anybody who watched Karen the other week, so if you notice, I'm just going to go a bit darker in the middle. So I've just done a light colour there, a bit darker in the middle. So anybody who watched Karen here on Facebook the other week will see that she had a big wedding cake with a spear, I'll call it a ball, a spear on the top of the wedding cake, and it was Christina who actually did that effect for her. So we're just going to give that a lighter colour. This is the one little flower I'm not that keen on because I can't seem to get it right. So maybe we'll have to get Karen to do a little demo on that one. So there we go. And then just put a bit of yellow in there. I'm going to go over the top, just put a little bit of yellow on there. And over here. So this is gold luster.
Got a couple of people mentioning they can't see, so it's to do with updates.
To do with updates, okay. Right, okay, our internet is working absolutely fine now. We haven't got any problems with our internet, and the reason I know we haven't got problems, when we had problems previous, it was actually telling us on our iPad that we were losing the signal. So I've had our internet in, I've had it upgraded, so I know that we're running fast, and apparently we're running as fast as we can possibly can. We've got the best internet in. I then went into Apple because most of you were complaining it was to do with Apple, and what they said is a lot of people, when you keep opening pages, you've got loads of pages open. So that means you might have been looking at Sugar and Crumbs, you might have been looking at Sugar and Crumbs videos, you may have been looking at YouTube, you've got your Facebook going, you've got everything going. Well, while you're trying to watch us live, what happens is push notifications are still going through to all your other apps that are open. Also, you need to update your settings as well. So there's lots of reasons why, and most people don't generally update. And I know that quite a few now are going to jump on me and go, well, I always update. But if you go to your home button and press your home button twice, you'll see all the little folders, and they're all the windows that you've got open. So if you imagine a filing cabinet with all the drawers open on a filing cabinet, that's basically what you're going to happen. And when you've got a filing cabinet open, what happens? You trip and fall over, don't you? Well, that's what happens here. You trip and fall over because your internet is slow. So you just need to, when you want to watch a live video, because when you watch something on YouTube later or a film, it can handle that. But when it's live, it works a bit differently. So I'm just going to use the green now. And then on the bud there, I've just toned it pink, just at the tip of the bud. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a bit of green round here. I'll just brush that green. And then we've got the leaf. I'm just going to do the leaf. There's two sides of the leaf. Yep, that's right.
You wouldn't add water to these colours, would you?
You can do. I've got to be honest, I've never used any dust before in my life until this afternoon. So all hints and tips gratefully received. I can't tell you what I'm doing right or wrong. All I know, this is what I've done this afternoon, and I'm quite happy with the effect. So I'm not making this perfect. This is just quickly rush decorating. And if you look at that cake over there that I did before, that was the very first. So if you look over here, John, these were the very first ones I coloured this afternoon, and I think it looks great. So, you know, as much as there's people out there who's going to want to spend a bit more time and effort, as I've told all you guys before, I'm always in a rush. I sometimes wonder if I've got time to breathe. So I'll just do that. So is anybody else asking anything I can help them with? Oh, nominations, Cake Masters Awards nominations. I put it up on our Facebook page last week, and so it's a bit of a cheeky one of me asking you if you could vote for us, but you know what? There's nothing like cheek, is the guys. So the Cake Masters nominations, John and I have been watching this going past for the last few years and thinking, God, how does that work? And last year we applied, but we applied after the final date, so that was a bit silly of us. So this year we were looking out for it, we're organised, and the Cake Masters magazine is a massive big event. It's held when we go to Birmingham Cake International in November. They have a massive big awards ceremony, and there's actually, I think, is there 12 or 18, John? Can you remind me of how many things you can vote for? Can you remember, Maria? Okay, well, we can't remember because we're only interested in 3 ourselves. But basically, when you log on to Cake Masters, and the link is on our page, and Maria's done a little video. It is quite fast, but it's simple really. All you do is put your name, your email address in, and then you go through all the questions, 1 to X, Y, Z, and fill in who you like. So the best cupcake decorator, the best tutor, but we feel that there's 3 questions on there that suits us. And one of those was best product, was it?
11, the weekend.
You need to tell me what it is.
11, this weekend.
Oh, number 11.
Yes.
Oh right, okay, no, I'm not bothered about that. So Maria's just telling me what date that the awards were on. So we want best retailer. So anybody who thinks that we're a fabulous retailer, and I really hope that all you guys who join in and spend with us, you think that we're a great retailer. We do the best we can to get everything out to you on time. We always answer the phone. I'm always on the end of Facebook messages. I'm always on the end of emails. I ring everybody back. If it's late, I'll email back. If it's during the day, I'd ring so many customers to have a chat with them, give them hints, tips and advice. So we really do think that we stand a chance with best retailer. And if you think so too while you're watching, please stick those thumbs up, because when I watch this live later, I want to see how many of you really think that we deserve that award. And then the next one is best product. Now, best product, we've got 2 products here, and we believe that Sugar and Crumbs flavoured icing sugar is the best product. It's doing so well, and now that you're all known what Sugar and Crumbs is all about, how you can utilise it, how you can use it, you know, you can use it for all your bakes, and the flavouring is just absolutely fantastic. So we think Sugar and Crumbs natural flavoured icing sugars is best product. Or you could be a bit cheeky and put on the end / Russian Nifty Nozzles Russian flower tips, because these are the genuine Russian flowers. So I'd really like you to vote for best product award. And then the best
learning experience.
Best learning experience. Voila. So I do offer classes just for Nifty Nozzles, but every Monday night since February the 13th this year, I have been here in my kitchen. I've only missed 3 sessions. One when I was on holiday and I didn't get any cover, but when I was on my last holiday, I got Laura in. And every week we try and bring you something for the hobby baker. And we like to think that we're offering you the best learning experience, because we like to think that we're in your home with you. You see all the mistakes, you see all the muck-ups, and we don't hide anything, and there's no airs and graces about us. And I do know so many of you have learned, and you share it on our page. So those are the 3 things that we would like you to vote for us. So that's best retailer, best product, best learning experience. And if you don't vote, we won't get there. So I really need as many of you as you can to log on and do that. Now, some of you have misunderstood and thought it meant you put a review on our website, on our Facebook page, and of course I want the reviews as well. I've got to be greedy, haven't I? So put the reviews on, but go over to the Cake Masters nominations. I've pinned it to the top of our Facebook page, so when you go on our page, the very first thing you see is all about Cake Masters, and the link is there. So please do support us, because we're working hard to support you guys. So that's my little carry on with myself. Is that enough? Yeah? John's nodding with boredom here. Are you 2 bored girls?
No.
No? Have you fell asleep yet?
No.
Hear a loud thump.
Is that when you drop the iPad, John, out of boredom? Right, so here we are with our leaves again. Probably just did this one a little bit too dark. And so I'm just going to get the brown there and put the brown in there. Okay, and the brown in there. Right, so I'm just going to leave those for colouring now, and that to move over there. Let's just get these, 1 second, get those over there, let these get here, and let's go to this cake, one I prepared earlier. I haven't baked today, so sorry, I'm just going to wash my hands a minute. So I haven't baked today, and I've actually done everything on a stereo-foam cakes. Simply because I wanted to do 4 cakes, 2 that I wanted to have prepared for you, and 2 to show you tonight. So when Louise was here last week, She showed us how to put different colours on a cake, and she actually put 4 colours on. John, where are you? You back in? Obviously, John is zooming into the cake. I think he likes the look of the cake more than he does me. I'm up here, John. Can you see me? So you can see this cake is offset off the board, and that is deliberate. It's not that I don't know where the centre of the board is. So one of the things I did learn with Louise last week is that she did a fabulous Madeira cake, which was great. And then she actually put 4 colours on her cake. And I really like that idea, but I'm going with 2 colours. So we've crumb coated the cake with just the white buttercream. And now we are just going to put the pink on like this. Okay, so it's a bit messy, and we're just going to put this on in 4 places. So we're going to put it on there from the bottom again. I'm going to move it over. And as you know, girls, there's some of you who want to have a really smooth cake. Well, if you're looking for that, you're not going to get that off me, because to this day, I cannot do a smooth cake. Everything is rustic with me. We won't use the words rough, we'll use the words rustic. So that's the new in fashion. So we're going to just do that. So we're going to put this 4 places on the cake. This is just normal, simple buttercream, and this is the same consistency that I use for Nifty Nozzles. So it's a nice medium consistency. It's not firm, just nice medium. Yeah. And has Rob Allen joined us this evening? Good. All right. Hello, Rob. I'm just checking that we've got some men on with us tonight. All the rest of the men keep themselves to themselves. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use this scraper tonight. These come in a set of 3, okay? So these are made by Nordic Ware, okay? So you get 3 scrapers. One of them is a bowl scraper, which is fantastic for scraping out everything out your bowl. This one is a square scraper like that, or you can have it as serrated, or you can have this one as a square edge, and that's your bowl scraper. But you get 3 in a set. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to line this up, and we're just going to run this round the cake. So I might have dug in a little bit too hard. So I'm just going to keep running it round. It's really very simple. When you do your cake, make sure that you put buttercream on the bottom of your cake, put your crumb coat on, and then set it in the fridge for a little while. This one hasn't been in the fridge very long, so it's just slightly moving. Okay, and if you move some of the pink off, just take it back. So if I take a little bit too much off, so you can see this nice two-tone effect that's coming through. Yeah. So before any of you say anything about all the bubbles and the lines, they're meant to be there. Because as I've just told you, I can't do a straight cake, but it's going to look good. Don't worry about it. So do you remember I said to you before, have your own cloth just for your cake things. Don't use your dishcloth. So I've got a clean cloth in here. And this, it's great to have your own clean cloth. You don't want your dishcloth when you're cleaning around your board. So you want a cloth that's just for your cakey stuff. So we're just going to give this a white round. And then I'm going to get out my cake of one I prepared earlier. So we're going to do Karen Davies moulds first. Yeah. Ooh. So let me just, that's got the drip on it. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to let me just pop this in the fridge while I make the drips for you. Just 1 second. So then we're going to make the drip for that cake, and then we'll get out the one that I prepared earlier. So let's move the buttercream, and we've got a bowl of Sugar and Crumbs flavoured icing sugar. Now the 2 cakes we used over there, we used strawberry daiquiri, but then Maria says it's National Peach Day today and insisted that I got out the peach Bellini, summer limited edition. Maria seems to know every day what's going on in the cake world. So it just so happened the other week I was talking and I used pina colada, and it just happened to be, what was it, Maria? Was it?
Pineapple Day.
Pineapple Day. So if ever you want to know what's going on in the cake world, just ask us on Instagram and Facebook and Maria will tell you, because she seems to come up with all these. So anybody who's fallen in love with a peach today, it's National Peach Day and we've got out the peach Bellini. So that's what I've got in this bowl, and the strawberry daiquiri, and they're fabulous flavours. So you heard the kettle on when we first started. You alright?
Yeah.
Do you two want to ask any questions? So we've got the sugar in here. Now one of the things with icing sugar is adding too much water, okay? So there's always a saying, less is more, okay? Feel free if you want to come over and watch girls, I really don't mind. So less is more. So just put a little drop in at a time, because if you put a massive amount in, it will all turn too much. So as you see, always live on the night, so I've just chucked that out the bowl. So I'm just going to add a little bit more.
Do you always use hot water?
I always use boiling water for this, yeah.
Yes.
Now this is what I call fondant or glaze, okay? And in the cake world it's become confusing because the Americans call sugar paste fondant, and because we're buying so many products from abroad now these days, we hear the word fondant and sugar paste and people don't know which is which. So fondant and sugar paste is the same if you use in the American term, but in the English term, sugar paste is what I used in the Karen Davies mould, and fondant is what I'm making here, or glaze as you want to call it, yeah, with just hot water. So you can see that's nice and thick there, okay? Now, I did a cake that's in the fridge and it was at this consistency, and I just thought it was just a tad too thick, so I'm just going to add tiny drop. So you just saw that tiny drop there. So I'm going to see how that's going to go. Smells gorgeous, this. And then
Just had a tip in to say that if you steam the flowers, then
Yeah.
then the dust won't drop off.
nope. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, no, it won't. I've heard that before actually. So, but I had forgot about it. So well done. Who gave us that
That
tip?
was Trish Cooper, thank you.
Thank you, Trish. Well done. I've heard that before actually, and it must have, and then I've didn't even think about it. So anybody who has got tips, great. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do at the end to keep my dust on. I'm just going to wait to the end. Yep, that's nice and running. So we're going to have that in our...
What's the reason for using hot water as opposed to cold?
Do you know what? I don't know. I've never used cold. So I would have thought cold doesn't melt it, does it? Can anyone tell me different?
Yes, it does.
Oh, does it? Right, well, I've just always used boiling water. Ever since I was a young girl, do you remember when your mum, well, I'm sure you guys do it now for the kids, you go in the supermarket and your mum treats you to a cake mix with those little fairy cakes and you get the tiniest packet of icing sugar. And I think it always said in them days a drop of boiling water. You add that much boiling water to it, it all completely dissolves. I might need that again, Joni. So, well done. Oh, you having a taste, are you? Delicious, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got this in a bag now with no nozzle on. Okay. So I've just pulled it out there. Let me get rid of that kettle. And just wash my hands again. And then let's get that big cake out again. And what we're going to do is, now each cake I've done today, I've had to do this twice. So let me get the scissors. I'm going to go over. So, John, what are you saying there? So here we go. So all we're going to do is we're going to run round the edge. Now I've used icing sugar. Now Louise used ganache last week. Okay, but I'm using icing sugar. So we're just going to run around the edge. Yeah, and that should naturally start to push the drips down. So we're going to go around again. What are you two smiling at? John and Maria are smiling about something. I never get to find out afterwards. So let's just keep doing this. We're going to go round and round. Yes, I'm really looking forward to Christina on. Who's a big fan of Christina? She's on next week. Showing you all the hints and tips with the Karen Davies mould. Talking to you about her book as well. So I'm just going to push this across. Now the thing with this, it doesn't have to be neat because we're going to cover it all shortly. So all I'm just going to do is spread it across. Today I actually made another batch to go on top, and maybe I should have done that now, but we'll worry about that in a bit. You're not going to see anything, can you, by the time I've covered it all up with the flowers? Right, so let's leave that there to set. Okay, and then, do you know, I think I might make some more actually. Change my mind. Where's that bowl, Joel? There. Right.
Someone said you could dip the knife in hot water, spread more even.
Oh, well, would that save me making some more? We'll just open it anyway. So let's just make a bit more. It's easy. I've been doing that all day anyhow, making 2 lots. I did say before I started. The other thing with the Sugar and Crumbs natural flavoured icing sugar as well, you don't need to sieve it. So it's quite fine. So even if it has got any little lumps in it, it does come out by itself. So John's back round to that plate again, that cake again. Do you like that one, John? Nifty Nozzles. So if anybody's asking any questions, John, please feel free to ask me. You speaking, John? No? There's no questions? This is how it goes, girls.
Hey,
On
I've
the night.
listened to you, that's
Have you
great.
listened to me? Is that why is he concentrating to me? Is it? I never know anything until the end of the night when I watch it back myself afterwards. So I'm on my second batch of flavoured ice and sugar and hot water. And I don't need a bag for this one. Pour this on out the bowl. Just going to pour this on out the bowl.
Could you use candy melts for the drip instead?
Oh, absolutely, of course you can. You can use ganache, you can use candy melts, you can use whatever you like. It's just that Louise used ganache last week, and I've never used ganache, and it's not something I'm comfortable with when it comes to chocolate. So, and whenever, you know, I've thought about doing a drip cake, I've never done one before, I thought I'll do it with the icing sugars to see how it goes. So that's what I've done. So the thicker it is, the heavier the drops are. So we're just going to leave that there. There we go. So I'm just going to leave that to set. Get rid of this, get my dishcloth again. I've put the icing sugar through all in the kitchen before. So, there we go. And then we're going to put Karen's cake together. In fact, I've put 2 cakes together. Let me just show you what else I've been doing as well. Just before we put Karen's cake together, let me just put that there. And then let me show you what else I've been doing. So many of you ask, can you put Nifty Nozzles just onto a tray? And you can. Okay, and so many ask about the pin, putting it on a pin. So I'm just going to quickly show you those as well. So this is what we've done tonight. Okay, and the pin method is, so here we go. So this is the pin. So if ever you get one of these in a cake decorating set and you wonder what the hell it is, this is what it is. Okay, and basically when I'm decorating the cakes, I always use the cupcake and decorate straight onto that. But some people like to decorate onto a pin. So we're just going to put a little bit of buttercream on. We're going to stick the greaseproof paper on. And then you'll see under here, I've got one of these damp cloths. And because I was setting up, there you go, John. Because I was setting up earlier, I put all the colours in the bags. And I just kept this damp cloth over to stop them going hard and crusting over. So we're going to use the rose nozzle. And we're going to just go straight onto the rose, up 1 centimetre, and we're off. And then where is my, oh, hang on, I'll show you how to make it. That would have been a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to two-tone this, the 104 wilting tip. I'll show you how to do this loads of times. So see how the thick end and the thin end, and I've put the thin end where the seam is there, yeah? So it's in level with the seam of the piping bag. And by the way, guys, the piping bags, packs of 100s are back in stock. So that will give you an indication on that seam. We're going to get the pink buttercream and we're just going to rub it up along that seam. Yeah. So let's just get it again. So we're just going to get the pink buttercream. I'm just going to rub it up against that seam. And then I'm going to get the white buttercream. And I'm just going to stick it down the other side of the bag. You'll see there's flecks of pink in this white. It's because I was doing it earlier. Okay. So we're just going to do that. And I'm going to squeeze it right the way down. Yeah. And then you're going to squeeze it into your pot until you see the two colours. So see how the two colours are coming out? That's perfect now. Yeah, for what we want to use it for. And then we're going to go back to my pin. Let me get my dishcloth. I keep telling you it should keep nearby. I keep throwing it in the sink. So let's put that there. Oh, I've got a tea towel somewhere. What do I do with the tea towel? So back to the pin. Here we go, John. So all we're going to do is, I show you how to do this on a cupcake many times. So all we're going to do is we're going to hold the pin and we're going to do half a semicircle. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I can't do it that way so you can see it on the camera. So I'm just going to have to try and talk you in. And it doesn't matter if you make any mistakes. So you're just going to do a half semicircle all the way around. And you're going to go around twice. And you can see that rose growing. And it gives it that nice effect. Yeah? Now you can either leave it small like that, or you can come in at the bottom and lift up. The bottom, lift up. At the bottom, lift up. And you keep going round, and that will widen the rose. Yeah? So let me just get a plate to put that on so we can put it in the fridge. Because these have been in the fridge already. So you can do it twice like that. Get some other greaseproof paper again. There's the rose, back on again. So you don't need to put anything on it. Straight on, up, stop, and we're off. And then the nozzle, you'll see it's on this angled shape. And the reason it's on this angled shape is so that the flower, the petal starts to tilt out. But some people try and tip it in. Don't, just go with it. So keep that nice effect. So you're just going to do the half semicircle, and I'll just build it up in front of your eyes. So you're doing the semicircle, and halfway in you're going round again, and you just keep going, and then I think I've been around once, twice. You make it as big as you want to make it, albeit I think my greaseproof is about to slide off, because you should really hold it up like that, and I'm trying to tilt it so that you guys can see it. So I'm just going to extend. So how many of you are melting today? Because I've been melting in this kitchen. Every time it's been a glorious day, I've been in the kitchen. And every time it's rained, I've had a few hours off. So there's the big rose. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And then I'm going to pop that in the fridge. Yeah? And pop that in the fridge to set. And then, how's this doing this drip? I think it could probably do with a few more drips, that really. I think I might make some more. So it's looking a bit thick, isn't it? So if you can just bear with me while I make some more drip. I'm not too impressed with that one. I think it's a bit far too thick. Just do a bit more. You can never tell on the night, your nerves go and everything else. It's quite hard work standing in front of everybody. So it's great when you sat on the settee there and you're watching, and it's very easy to comment. But when you're here on your own, whether it's just me, John and Maria, or two friends sat in the corner, you still got to talk to yourself. So I'm just going to mix this in again. And you do sort of panic that you do things wrong. And when you are panicking, you do things wrong. So so now I think I've made it too watery. I have made that too watery now, so let's add a little bit more to it. You don't have to put it in the bag. And by the way, if you ever, whenever you're on Facebook Live and what you think is the police sirens going past, it isn't. We're actually on the ambulance route. So our main road, I do actually live on a main road. So our main road is the main ambulance route through. So we find that they go past on the hour. So I'm never sure whether it's an emergency or whether he's going home for his tea, he's in a rush. Or the wife phoned in, get home quick, get that bell on. Never quite sure. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to put this in a bag now. I'm actually just going to pour it round. So I'm just going to pour it round. I'll get a few more of those strips going. Dripping now. So there you go, girls. You've learned that I've done it too thick twice, and now it's dripping. That's what we want. So you can do the nice neat version in the bag, and when you're under pressure, just pour it straight out the bowl. So there you go. So this is, do you know what, I'm going to say it was planned this. This is our 3-layered drip cake. Yeah? Who'd have thought of that? Our 3-layered triple tone drip cake. How good. So don't worry about it all being on the bottom, because I like that. When you have a drip, it doesn't just sort of stop, does it? It goes right the way to the bottom. So let's get that over there to set. Okay. And then let's get the big boy out. So I'm going to put these back in the fridge again because it's very warm in here. And we're going to put the we're going to do the Karen Davies molds first. So I just wanted to show you those, what I did on the greaseproof. So here's the cake that I've got for Karen Davies, and again I've offset it. So what I've done here then is I've put some buttercream in a bag. Now Karen used fondant last week when she was in here. She used her sugar paste and made a crescent on her sugar paste. But because I've used buttercream and icing sugar, where Karen used all sugar paste, I'm actually going to make a crescent out of buttercream. So it's in the bag with no nozzle on, and we're going to start from here. And we're just going to squeeze it round. Yeah. I'm going to refill my bag. So anyhow, so I was really pleased that Christina's on. I'm really pleased that Kerry Griffiths is coming on in 2 weeks' time. When I asked Dawn Butler, I was amazed that she could fit us in her schedule. So she's going to come on in September for us, and she's going to do something for Halloween. So she's got a thinking cap on for Halloween, and I'm going to try and convince Karen to come back for Christmas. If she's on, let's put her under pressure. So this is my crescent here, okay, and then we're going to get the Karen Davies flowers over, and these are the ones I prepared earlier. So let's just move that out of the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick one there, and then we're going to put one on the back. Yeah, I'm going to put one over there. I'm going to put yellow on there. So I wanted a yellow and gold cake, so I'm just going to put this one there, that one there, move it round. I really like this flower, so just stick him in there. I'm just going to put those in there. Let's move it back a bit so you can see what we're doing. Oh yeah, let's put some of these nice big leaves in. So we're just going to stick some of those in there to finish that off. And we'll pop a little bud in as well, top of that leaf. So it just all comes together. I'm not thinking about this. I've got everything ready, and I've now just had the dripping on my nails. So I'm not thinking about this. And that's the nicest thing, you don't have to think about it, which is great. So let's put this in here. And then we'll put that over there. And what else should we do? We'll put in a couple of little buds in there. So, and let's stick a little leaf under there. The thing with the moulds is it's good because you can actually just lift them up and ease in underneath. And then I'm going to put this over here. How are we liking it so far, everyone? Is this okay? Do we like it? Let's get that in. This in here. And because it's on the buttercream, it will stick as well onto the buttercream. Put that over there. Put one there. I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to put this nice big rose on the end there. Finish that off there. And I'm going to put in a couple of more leaves. So, you know, once you've seen how easy it was to push out those moulds. So once you've pushed those out, it didn't take me a couple of minutes to decorate them. Let's just get that bud in there. I want him sat up like that. And then we're going to put in a little yellow one there. Sneaky. Got a couple of little leaves that can go in there. Let's see, that one can go behind there. And are we liking this, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring that over. Say a couple of more little buds. So I've probably got too many flowers on here. This is a 10-inch cake, this one. But what a really nice effect. And choose your colours, as I say, don't go mad with all the colours, choose your colours. I say that when you're doing with Nifty Nozzles as well. You know, just choose a couple of colours, and I've gone for pinks, yellows and golds. And then we've got a couple of buds that I want to just want to sit this bud in under there. Yeah. So what does Karen think? Am I doing her proud? She's saying
yeah, she said
anything?
she'll be back for Christmas.
Oh, is she going to come back for Christmas? Does she like what I'm doing to her mould?
She's quiet on that one.
Is she quiet? What do you think, Jeremy?
I think it's lovely.
Yeah, yeah.
Really pretty.
Got to pay the audience.
I might be able to do that.
Jeremy, I think you could. So we've got a spare flower. So there we go. That's my Karen Davies mould. And how easy was that to decorate? Because I know on the night Karen showed you so many things that she couldn't actually decorate the cake from start to finish. So I just wanted to give you a different look on it. And if you guys can pop on some comments, let me know what you think. That'd be great. Yep. So I'm just going to fill up this bag here because I haven't quite finished yet. So what I am going to do, I'm going to spray it in a second. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to put a blob of buttercream there, okay, because I want to just add on this little flower here, and I need to fill my bag up again just so that we can use up the rest of the flowers. Oops. I just want to I'm just filling up my bag with some more buttercream because I want to just fill in a few more flowers there. I want to put this lovely yellow one on here. Put that one on there. And then I'll stick this one behind it. See, if that'll stick on the sugar base now. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Just see. And I'm going to stick that leaf in there. I'll just add a little bit of buttercream. Stick that leaf in there. And then on the board, by doing it on a big board like this, you could actually then write the name of the person whose birthday cake it was, or celebration for what it is. So let's stick that in. There we go. Stick that in. And a little sneaky bud coming out of here. Wait a minute. One coming out of there. That's it. And then I think that's it. Less is more. I'll stop there. And then just what I'm going to do then, I'm going to use this Colour Splash Iridescent Spray. So this is a hint of gold, and this is what I did earlier to just give it a little bit more of a shine, and it's only a hint of gold. So I'm just going to give this a shake, and I'm just going to spray this over just to give it a nice lustre effect, and it'll feel all the dust on it. Got a nice shine on it. So what do we think, guys? Do we like it? Does anyone like it, John? He keeps me waiting for it.
Yes, like it.
Well done. So, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the Karen Davies Buttercream Flower Mould. There is the picture of Karen's mould, and these are the ones I just pulled out earlier, showed you how quickly they were to do. So let's put them on there. We use the Colour Splash colours to decorate them with, and I just finished off the spray with the hint of gold spray. There's a hint of blue, there's a hint of red, and where is the mould itself so that you can see the mould. And like I say, it only needs a light dusting. So then I'm going to go and get my other drip cake, now, which is over here, which happens to be dripping everywhere now. So I think this cake is going to test me, this one, isn't it? Okay. There's always one, isn't there? So this one,
Definitely a drip cake.
it's definitely a drip cake. There's no denying about that. So this is our trio coloured drip cake. So I'm just going to move Karen's cake out the way. I hope Karen likes that, and I've done her proud there. And I will say, girls, this is the very first time I have used Karen's mould. This afternoon, Maria's had to sit here while we've gone through it, and I can't tell you how easy it is. Really very easy. If anybody wants to know how much the mould is, it's $17.99, and it's worth every penny. It won't break, it will last forever. And you can also make Karen's cookie dough in them as well. That means you don't put the dough in, you don't put the mould in the oven, but you put the dough into the mould, flip it out, and then bake them in the oven. Yeah. So, any questions, John, before I start on my Nifty Nozzles?
No, everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it. Good. How many views have we got then?
175 at the moment.
175. Where are they all?
No, we had 3,500 at one point.
Oh, did we? What did we say to them?
I'm not sure.
Right, okay.
Everybody loves it apart from summer.
Everyone loves it apart from Summer?
Yeah.
What does she not like about it?
Well, that's probably Simon rather than Summer.
Okay.
Anonymous troll.
Yeah. There's always one. Right, okay, so this cake is probably just going to be a little bit too wet. But you know what, we're going to have to go with it because it's live, it's on the night, we've just got to go with it. So I would have liked to have put this in the fridge for a little while, but we're going to do exactly the same, okay? So we're going to put the crescent on. So we're just going to put the crescent of buttercream on round the top. So we're going to do exactly the same, but this time we're going to use Nifty Nozzles. That, John, are you winding me up?
No,
She don't like it.
I wouldn't worry.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
It's clearly better than BBC One. or she wouldn't be here. Or he wouldn't be here.
What makes you think it's a guy? What makes you think Summer's called a guy? What makes you think he's called a guy? He's a guy. Right, okay, so we put our present on there, so let's get our ready-made buttercream flowers out. Now normally I pipe these for you guys, okay, but what I've done today is I've just done them a little bit different, and where's my other plate?
Yeah.
Oh, did I not put them in the fridge?
Well, you took them out and put
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right, okay, so what we're going to do now is, we might have softened flowers here, so we're going to get these that we piped onto the greaseproof paper before. And I'm going to peel it off the greaseproof paper, and I'm going to quickly put it on the side, there, yeah. And I'm going to put another one at the back. Yeah. And then I'm going to get a couple of these. This is the Marigold. So let's stick the Marigold in there with the Sun Dancer cup on top. And then we're going to put Fantasia. So these are the names of the nozzles. So I'll just tell you why we're going along. I'm going to put another Marigold. Let's go around the back here. So if we go around the back, put a Fantasia, and let me just move this tray out of the way a minute. There we go. Just want to get some of these little tulip ones. So this one is the crocus that's going in there. I'm going to put a crocus there because I like sunflowers to be in threes. So all I've done with these is just pipe them straight onto the greaseproof paper. Yeah. And then we'll put some summer tulip on. So easy then this way. So you can either, I mean, I like piping direct onto the cake, and I show you this all the time. But I quite like this idea as well. So let me just get one of the bigger ones. So we've got a Sundancer cup there. And then I've got a posy here. And is everyone liking this? How's this one going?
Yeah.
Do they like it? Yeah. So I'm going to put a rose on the end there. Yeah. And I'm going to put a really big rose here. Ooh. Right, it's not quite set, but it's live and we've got to go with it. So it's not quite set, so there he is. That's the big rose. Just got chucked on, so I'm going to have to go and wash my hands again. So then you pleasure a sticky buttercream. You alright, girls? So Joni watches me on Monday nights with her granddaughter. So it's nice to actually have her here in the kitchen with us today. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a blob of buttercream down here. So is everyone liking this one?
Mm-hmm.
So just put a blob of buttercream there. I'm going to put another rose on there. A couple of little flowers. Stick this one in here. Stick that in there. And then I think that's all we need to do. Let's just shove this one up here. Yeah. And let's have a little move around for a minute. Might come back to these flowers in a minute. Just going to put them in the fridge to harden up. And then I'm going to get my berry nozzles out. So I've got them already pre-made. So the berries, this is what we're going to use now. We're going to use the Wilton 10 round. The Wilton 10 round, can I give you that for the bin, Jolie? Yeah. Thanks. The Wilton 10 round, the Wilton 5 round, and we don't need that one, and the Big Mama. Right, so the Wilton 10 round, so we're going to put on a couple of little berries. So just watch me, it just finishes it off. So when you put berries in, put them in 3s and 5s. Yeah, odd numbers. And you get your pink, and you're just going to press those.
Can you start at the 6?
Can we start at the 6?
No, you've just done 6.
Oh, I've only done 6, have I? That's the pressure, isn't it, being on live? I can't count. So it's always nicer to do odd numbers, so I'll get that number 7 in there. Yeah. And then we've got 2 leaf tips, so you know I love using the Wilton 352. So I'm just gonna, and the green there, just putting a bit of pink with it. So we're just gonna put those leaves in there to give that bit of effect. And then if anybody wants to know the difference, it's funny really, this nozzle, because it's actually the same price, both of these. This is the Wilton 352 and the Wilton 366. So these are the leaf nozzles. So I've just really pushed that one down there. I'll just squeeze it out with buttercream in it. So sorry, I'll get that one out in a minute. But look at the size of that one. I call it the Big Mama, and the big one, and then that's the smallest one. And they're both $1.99 on the website. So let me just do a couple of more leaves and berries. I'm just gonna. And if anybody wants to know, I do classes as well. I do them once a month. They're on our website. They're £99 for a full day. I'm always told that I give a lot for my money. You go home with 24 cupcakes and a big giant cake as well, all decorated by yourselves, because I'm not here to decorate, I'm here to show you how to do it. So let's just put a few more leaves in, and then let me just get a few more berries in. So can somebody count for me then? Or should I just do them in threes? I can get...
Let's not go past 3.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So let me just fill those in a minute. So how are we liking this, guys? Is this coming together for you?
Yeah.
And you know, you think that we're here on Facebook Live. Once you've baked your cake, it doesn't actually take that long to decorate these things. So simple. So we're just filling up our little berries. You can use whatever colour you want for your centres, but I've used pink because the cake's pink. And
Have we got a set with all these nozzles in?
Not for this particular cake, but we have got loads of sets on the website. So if you go along to our website, you'll see there's hundreds and hundreds of sets. But if somebody wants to know what these nozzles are, I will be putting a set on tomorrow. So I don't know what to call it. What should we call it, this cake? Anybody got any ideas?
Drip cake set?
A drip cake set? I put on a bundle for Laura's unicorn cake today, so there's a bundle on there for that of the Nifty Nozzles that we use. Just let me put in a couple of more berries there. Right, let me get in a couple of more leaves. Get this in, and then we're going to bring this to an end. It's the actual berries that take the longest and the leaves. Everything else is quite easy. I'd watch I don't miss any. So there's a little cluster of them there. And it's well worth it. I do say to you girls, you know, like some of you when you show me your cakes and things, I try and give you a little tip and say just add a few little berries or a few little leaves, just to, because it is a bouquet of flowers that you're putting on your cupcake. I think I might do a class doing this actually. So when they all come along and do the cupcakes, they can go in one of these instead of the dome. So we're going to use the Big Mama leaf now. Okay. So I'm just going to stick the Big Mama in there. Just means we're going to get a lot more leaf. Wow, I love it. And I'm going to get one in there. So is Karen and Christina still with us?
Not sure.
Not sure. Right then, so let's leave it at that then. So let's move this out of the way and show you what we've done. So let's get that one. So what I've been doing tonight, everyone, is I've used the Karen Davies mould to show you how easy it is to use her mould, and I've also used Nifty Nozzles as well to do this cake for you. Oh, look at that, I found a little berry. To do this for you, and here they are together. So I do hope you like them. Feel free, and I'm actually going to put on a little bit of Lucky Spray on this one as well. Just give it a bit of a shine. Because you can put luster on buttercream as well. There you go. And I hope you enjoyed it. So does anyone want to ask me any questions? Feel free. Which do you like, Karen Davies or Nifty Nozzles? Nifty Nozzles. Sorry, Karen. So, but anyhow, basically it was just to show you how easy it is to do 2 cakes, drip cakes, and I'll get them both on the website tomorrow so that you can see them. I'm going to do catch up. What's the time now? It's 9:20. I'm going to do catch up. I'll be back in 20 minutes. For any of you ladies who want to join me and ask me any questions about this mould or just hear me rabbiting on with myself. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'm really very, very grateful. And that's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from them and a goodbye from them. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.